Rutherford.
Hi Danny.
Hi, we are back talking about racing and
After a long gap, so it's good to be back amongst the racing back again.
I know.
In Calcutta.
So racing here has weathered the storm, literally and figuratively. We've had good rains today and for the last couple of days, so the monsoon track should be, good for the horses.
Conditions are good for racing.
Yeah, and the weather's been good thanks to the monsoon condition.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some prominent 3-year-olds who are participating on the first day tomorrow on the 8th in Cal. Let's start with Jake, the well-bred wind legend out of Verona Court, who is a Fillies trial winner here. And Jake's running this class 3 1100 meters rather. So why don't you run us through the horse's form and what do you think of his performance tomorrow?
Jake has had 3 starts. He's the winner of all 3 starts. The last start he won with the Calcutta Million. Now he's from the mile. He's coming back to 1100, taking on class 3 horses here. So it might be sharp, but running after a gap of at least 4-5 months, horses do tend to sprint initially. And yes, he's been the leading 3-year-old in the last season in Calcutta. So he definitely has got a very bright chance, even though he's down in distance. But I think the closest threat of his would come from his own stablemate, who is blessed with a lot of speed.
You mean Dandy Satyagra?
Yeah,
that's running there. So that horse has shown a lot of speed.
Yes.
And I do agree with you, because in the million as well, I think Suraj had to alert Jake to the task, and he was loafing a bit till he was alerted to Suraj.
India.
So let's hope he's got the speed tomorrow. But as they say, horses after a break, they do tend to show speed in their first outing.
Yes.
Which brings me to the next horse I'd like to discuss with you, rather, which is the horse that's tested Jake in all his previous starts, which is another wind legend colt out of the mare Sunshine Nell, also from Vijay Singh's stable. So can you tell us something about Galen tomorrow?
Galen has been, I would say, not unlucky, but he always found Jake a little better at the post. He looked threatening. He passed him in the million, and Jake just had that little extra to come back and not put his knot back again down. So yeah, he is a good horse, although being a maiden, running in class 3 for the first time. But if you take the line of Jake, I don't think there's much threat in the race to him over there, because as you said, the horses he's running with are, except for Yahala, who's had 3 wins last season, the rest are still not shown much form in the last season itself.
So we've got Galen and Jake, both set for their debut runs.
Probably a lead up to the Coles trials could be.
Yes, and there's a third horse, Cletus, which is a David Livingston colt out of the mare Fly Like the Wind, also a mare which has won the Fillies trials here in Calcutta herself. Let us know about Cletus.
Cletus he's a winner of 1 start, and his last start was in the Calcutta Million as well. He's run 3rd behind Jake and Galen. So coming back, he's running in class 4 with the top. He's got speed, this horse. He's led in the million also all the way till the top of the straight. So he has a lot of speed, this horse. So I think looking at the field, he should be able to take them on, I think. And provided his fitness on the track, we've got to see that also, how good he looks in the paddock tomorrow.
That's right. So we look forward to a good day's racing and to see these young, handsome colts who have,
done well over the winter last year.
Had a great debut. So should be a great day's racing tomorrow. I think we have just under 50 runners with 6 races and these nice colts to see performing.
It's a nice day of racing tomorrow to look forward to
as well. Should be a good start for all the patrons.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a couple of horses which did fairly well for me, the 3-year-olds in the last season. Jake is one of them, Galen is the other, and Cletus also is not a bad horse, but maybe he doesn't match up with these 2 horses at this moment. And I'm glad to have them not completely ready, I would say, but they all need a start. The horses have to get a lead-up race before they go into their bigger events and their future of racing. And What I would say is that, you know, racing just suddenly came up on us, and to be honest, I don't think any of us are really prepared to get our horses there 100% into a race. But I expect both of them to run decent races, and if they could come out and win for me, I'd be most happy.